Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying close attention to the Steelers lately, you already know that the offseason and the roster moves have been quite the roller coaster. And honestly, it's been a bit of a surprise for many fans. After the team's roster was officially set at 53 players, some of us were expecting a few more moves, maybe a couple of key additions to really bolster the depth chart, especially at wide receiver. But as it turns out, the Steelers decided to go a different route. They kept things pretty much as they were, and that's raised quite a bit of eyebrows among the fan base. For weeks leading up to the final roster cuts, there was a lot of chatter about whether Pittsburgh would explore opportunities on the trade market or sign a free agent to upgrade their receiver core. The preseason had its ups and downs, and many believed that the team would look outside their existing roster to find that missing piece, someone who could help elevate the offense and add some much-needed explosiveness. But surprisingly, that didn't happen. Instead, the Steelers have stuck with their current group, which includes Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin III. And now, we're left to wonder, will these guys be enough? Or is this just a temporary situation until the trade deadline approaches? You see, since trading George Pickens, the team has been in a bit of a holding pattern at wide receiver. Pickens was a dynamic playmaker, and losing him without a clear replacement has left fans a little anxious. The hope was that Wilson or Austin could step up and fill that void, but it's still early, and their performances in the upcoming games will be telling. If they struggle or fail to produce the way Steelers fans hope, the buzz around potential trades or signings will only grow louder. The front office, led by GM Omar Khan, is no stranger to making moves, and rumors about possible targets are already swirling. One of the most talked about names linked to the Steelers right now is Jakobi Meyers, and it's not hard to understand why. Meyers has been quite the target in trade rumors, especially after he requested a trade from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Meyers is a pending free agent after the season, which means the Raiders could be open to moving him if the right offer comes along. But here's the thing. The Raiders aren't in a rush to trade him just yet. They're still trying to see how their season unfolds, especially with their new quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, and how they perform in the coming weeks. If they start to fall behind or struggle, then maybe Meyers becomes more available. But as of now, it looks like they want to see if they can turn things around before making a move. The interesting part is that the Steelers, on paper, make a lot of sense as a landing spot for Meyers. He's a skilled receiver who can quickly become a reliable target for Kenny Pickett, especially in the slot, where Meyers has shown he can run precise routes and make tough catches. Plus, at his age, he's still in that prime phase of his career, and adding him for a mid-season boost would be a smart move for Pittsburgh. The problem is, acquiring Meyers won't come cheap, even though he's just a rental for this season. The Raiders are well aware of his value, and they're probably holding out for the right price. Still, if the Steelers are serious about making a push this year, they'll need to consider whether they're willing to pay that price to secure Meyers, even if it's just for a few months. Now, let's talk about other potential targets. The Colts' Alec Pierce has been a name tossed around quite a bit. The Colts are in a transitional phase right now, and Pierce, a young receiver with good size and decent production, could be an intriguing option for Pittsburgh. He's just 25, has shown flashes of promise, and is a pending free agent, which means the Steelers could try to negotiate a deal or even consider extending him if things go well. During the pre-draft process, Pittsburgh had shown a lot of interest in Pierce, and it wouldn't be surprising if they try to bring him in before the deadline. His size and ability to make contested catches could give the Steelers a much-needed boost, especially if Wilson or Austin don't step up as expected. But it's not just about adding a player for this season. The Steelers have always been a team that values building for the future, and so, if they can get Pierce at a reasonable price, they might even consider an extension, locking him in long term. It's a smart move that could pay dividends in the coming seasons, especially since Pittsburgh has been known for their smart drafting and player development. And then there's the veteran option, Allen Lazard. Now, Lazard isn't the flashiest name, but he's got a lot of familiarity with quarterback Aaron Rodgers, having played most of his career with him in Green Bay. Rumors about Lazard being available popped up earlier in the offseason, but nothing really materialized. Still, if the Jets struggle early with their new quarterback, or if they decide to shake things up, Lazard could become available before the trade deadline. He's a versatile receiver who can make tough catches and could provide the Steelers with a reliable option, especially if Wilson or Austin don't hit their stride. But of course, Lazard isn't as explosive as Meyers or Pierce, and he's more of a steady veteran presence. Still, in a pinch, he could be exactly what Pittsburgh needs to stabilize the receiver position and give Kenny Pickett a trusted target in critical situations. The Steelers are known for their smart moves and their ability to find value in the trade market, so don't be surprised if they explore all these options carefully in the coming weeks. Looking ahead, what does all of this mean for the Steelers and their outlook for the season? Well, it's clear that the team is in a bit of a holding pattern, but that doesn't mean they're sitting still. Omar Khan and the coaching staff are always analyzing, always strategizing. They know that the AFC North is highly competitive this year, with teams like the Ravens and Bengals also looking strong. The Steelers need to be aggressive if they want to stay ahead or even just keep pace. The offense, especially the receiver core, is a crucial piece of that puzzle. They need guys who can stretch the field, make contested catches, and help Kenny Pickett succeed as he develops into a consistent quarterback. And let's not forget the importance of the offensive line and the running game. Pittsburgh has always been a team that plays tough, physical football, and that starts up front. If the offensive line can hold up and the running game can take some pressure off Pickett, the receivers will have a better chance to shine. But the receiver position is still a key concern. If Wilson and Austin don't deliver, the team might be forced to make those trade moves or signings to avoid stagnation on offense. In the end, the Steelers' approach this season will be a balancing act. They have young talent, a solid defense, and a quarterback in Kenny Pickett who is still learning and growing. The addition of a proven target like Meyers or Pierce could be the missing piece, helping them turn close games into wins and giving their offense a much-needed spark. But the clock is ticking, and the trade deadline is just around the corner. Now, let's get into some deeper analysis. The Steelers have always been a team that values smart, strategic moves. Their history is filled with drafts and trades that turned out to be game changers. Think about how they built their Super Bowl-winning teams, always looking for the right pieces at the right time. This year, the receiver position might be one of those key pieces that could define their season. And with the AFC North being as tight as ever, every game counts. Pittsburgh's success could hinge on whether they can find that extra weapon to complement Kenny Pickett's development. Furthermore, the team's management is well aware of the importance of stability and continuity. They're probably weighing the risks and rewards of making a big trade or signing. But again, with the season already underway, the window for quick upgrades is narrowing. The Steelers might have to act fast if they want to land Meyers, Pierce, or Lazard before other teams swoop in. It's a strategic chess game, and Omar Khan's reputation for shrewd moves could be the key to unlocking the potential of this roster. And for the fans, this situation creates a lot of excitement and anticipation. Will they pull the trigger on a trade? Will Wilson or Austin step up and prove they're the guys? Or will we see a surprise signing or trade that nobody saw coming? These are questions that keep us all glued to the news and rumors, and it's what makes being a Steelers fan so thrilling. Every week, every game, every move counts, and the upcoming weeks could be decisive in shaping the Steelers' destiny this season. As we look at the bigger picture, Pittsburgh's history of resilience and strategic planning gives us confidence. They've been through slumps before, and they've come out stronger. This season, with some smart moves at wide receiver, they could be on the cusp of another deep playoff run. But it all depends on how quickly and effectively they can add that missing piece, whether it's Meyers, Pierce, Lazard, or someone else entirely. The clock is ticking, and the AFC North isn't waiting. The Steelers need to stay aggressive, stay focused, and keep their eyes on the prize. So, Steelers fans, keep your eyes peeled because the next few weeks will be crucial. The trade deadline will bring surprises, and the team's approach to roster upgrades could define their season. Remember, every move, every catch, every block counts in this quest for another Super Bowl appearance. And if the Steelers do make a move, it could be the one that takes them from good to great. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, let's support our team through thick and thin. Because at the end of the day, we're all part of the Steelers family, and we believe in the greatness that this franchise can achieve. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.